Yes, everybody, it's time to play the Chesney Hawks intro.
Hey guys, this is Chesney Hawks here. You are watching My Hammers 11 with the one and only Russ.
You know, when Chesney's in town, that it's going to be a good one. And obviously, international break's pretty boring. It's pretty boring, the international break. So I thought, let's get a good one, shall we? Let's get a good My Hammers 11. Someone we've been trying to get on the channel for a long time. Thanks to his son. We got him on. We got him on finally. We've got this. It's Yossi Benayoun.
Hi, hello.
Hello, my friend. And it's 78 appearances, not 20. That was I left it on from Jimmy Walker.
I saw it. I didn't want to say anything, but it's okay.
Don't matter. We'll put it in. We'll redo it, and no one will know anything, and we won't even mention it.
It's okay. It's okay.
How are we, Yossi? It's amazing to have you on the channel.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure. Everything's okay. You know, well, we have some situation in Israel, but hopefully it will end soon, and we can go back to our normal life. Hopefully for everyone.
Exactly. And obviously, you know, I was actually watching. I read a stat the other day that you are the highest scoring Israeli player in the Premier League ever.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised also with that fact.
But obviously captain of Israel as well, and obviously it's international break at the moment, so we thought, let's get Yossi on finally 2 spells of the club. We've got lots to get through. Obviously your first spell was really there was a lot going on that first
the main
spell.
spell, was the first one. Yeah,
there was a lot going on there as well, to be honest. Yeah, quite a busy time there. But have you been keeping an eye on how West Ham's doing this season?
Yes, of course. Not the only West Ham. You know, I'm a big fan of the Premier League also. So of course, I watch every game, all the games, and of course the teams that I played in. So, you know, West Ham didn't start so well this season, but now I think they are better and better, and so hopefully they will do what they did in the last few years. You know, so
yeah, no, exactly.
I'm sure they will be okay.
Yeah. And obviously, yeah. So I imagine a lot of people I speak to, a lot of players who have played for different clubs, they keep an eye out for the results. So obviously West Ham, and you've got a busy time in the Premier League, as a lot.
Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, few.
And then QPR as well, wasn't it? As well.
Also.
Yeah, busy man. But obviously, and what's the television? What's the Premier League television coverage out there in Israel like?
Yeah, of course we can watch all the games. There is some programs, especially, you know, but only the Premier League that I like to watch in all the sport channels in Israel. All the programs, you know, that you have also in the UK, we can watch it here in Israel. And of course, you know, I'm trying to watch with my sons. I have 3 boys, 2 girls, but the boys, all of them, they play football in Israel, so they like to watch football. You know, and also it's different. One is a big West Ham fan, one is Liverpool fan. So I have some issues here every week, but we are all in football. So of course we watch the Premier League. Everyone, when we enjoying, of course, the best football for me in the world.
Yeah, no, I do agree that. So let's start at the beginning, shall we? Obviously, you know, you started your career at Ajax and then went back to Israel and then went to Racing Santander. And then in July 2005, you turn up at Upton Park for about £2.5 million. How did it happen?
First, I will say I think it was the best decision of my career.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying because, you know, not trying to. It's really the best decision because when I played in Spain, you know, with my body, you know, I'm not that strong. I don't have muscles. It's mainly bones, and so everyone said in Spain that this is my type of football and I need to stay in Spain. And, I got a lot of criticism in Israel when I left Spain. And they said I wouldn't never be successful in England. And I think the fact that I signed for West Ham, not only the Premier League, especially West Ham, was the best decision, because with Alan Pardew at the time and the players that were at the club, it was perfect for me to improve my football. And it was not a typical English football that everyone spoke before, long balls, strength, and we played football. We used to play with the ball to the feet, and few of the teams in England didn't do it. And the fact is, I came to England to sign for Bolton.
Oh, okay.
No one contacted me from West Ham. So I left Santander to just to sit and negotiate and close the contract with Bolton. And when I just landed, one of my agents said, "Look, on the way to Bolton, I want you to have a meeting in some hotel in London with Alan Pardew." And I said, "Of course, why not?" And with 20 minutes, half an hour of conversation inside, I thought to myself, "This is the place I want to be, and with this guy." But I had to go also. I kept to Bolton and I had a conversation, and even I started my medical test in Bolton.
Wow.
Yes, I did a medical, and in the middle of the medical, I just took everything down and I said, "Look, guys, I want to think for another 2 days." And Sam Allardyce took me to the room and he closed the door and told me, "You are not leaving the room. You have to sign the contract." So I said, "I need to think." And I went outside. I called back to Alan Pardew. I said, "Look, I feel I want to play for you. Of course, if you give me 1, 2, 3, 4, I will come to West Ham." And I signed for West Ham straight away
Wow.
in the evening. Yeah, it was a special story, and I think I said it was the best decision. I felt from this moment that I'm improving my football, and the fact that I played for a few of the biggest clubs in England, I think it's because of the fact I came to West Ham on the right time with the right people.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. And we'll come back to Big Sam later on, because how funny. It's all went full
I came
circle.
later, but I was older at the time. But it's okay.
That's amazing. That's amazing, Yossi. So Alan Pardew, obviously you've watched lots of guys. We've had lots of people on who have sort of been coached under Alan Pardew. What was he like? What gave you such a pull for West Ham over going to someone like Bolton, who were relatively sort of established in the Premier League? West Ham had just come up, really, haven't we?
Exactly.
Really, so what was it that Alan? What feeling did you get with him?
Oh, I think first I have to say he's one of the nicest guy I ever met. But when you speak with him, you have the confidence that you want to play for this guy, that he will give you all the freedom you need, that he will improve. With the conversation that I had, straight away, you feel inside it's the right place to be in. And of course, when I came, the trainings, the games, how we prepare us for the games, it gives you all the confidence. There is no pressure. Play football, do what you want. Even when you have a bad game, you will come in front of everyone. You say, "I trust you. I know what you can do. Do it. I will not take you out." So you build the confidence slowly. And every game that I went in, I thought, I want to play for this guy. I want to do better. I want to show what I can. So you have, of course, one of the main things I signed for West Ham is because of him, because he gave me the right feeling that this is the best place to be in.
That's amazing. Yeah, I mean, it's obviously it's quite funny because I know you watched our interviews, and I find it amazing that you and Ben watch them together. Yeah. But in terms of when we've interviewed a lot of players, you talk about you being skin and bones and not being muscle, but they all say you liked it. You liked a bit of rough. You like getting a tackle in and things like that.
Yeah, I know. I saw a few of you, together with my son and everyone. I got a lot of respect and nice words from them, and I appreciate everything. But I think it's the main thing is inside here. It doesn't matter if you are strong, like you said, muscles and everything. I think if you are strong inside, you can win any tackle. You can jump to every ball. And this is, I always believe in myself. Every ball that I need to jump, it doesn't matter if the guy is much taller than me. I know I can take it. And when you go to a tackle, if you're afraid, you will lose the tackle. This is I grew up, and I like to do defense. Although that my game is attacking with the ball, but when you slide in tackle and the fans are lifting and shouting, I think it's almost like a goal for me.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I love to do it, and of course, I think every player needs to do defense, and I understand it from the first moment. Some players, it takes time for them to understand. I understand it from the first moment. If I want to improve, I need to defend. I need to show to everyone I will give everything for the team, and this is what I try to do every game.
amazing, and it's quite funny because obviously we, West Ham, with this year particularly, last few years, we've bought players from outside the Premier League, and there's always been sort of an adjustment period from players who haven't played in the Premier League to get up to speed with the Premier League. When you moved from La Liga to the Premier League, that you didn't seem to take a lot of time to get up to speed. I mean, I think you scored within your first couple of games as well.
Yeah,
Um,
my first game I gave assist to 2 in the first game against Blackburn, and we beat them 3-1. So of course it gives you confidence when you
yeah,
know. But as I said, Alan gave me from the place from the first moment. It's
mm,
funny also because he brought me as a number 10, and he told me, "Look, Yossi, the first game, I know that you don't like to play on the right wing, but I will play you on the right because I want to play 2 strikers." And since this game, I played most of my career at the wing in the Premier League because I gave assist and we won the game.
it's
So
amazing.
of course, I learned a lot of things also to improve my game, to play left, right. So I enjoyed every moment. So
That's
it was
amazing.
it was great, and because it gave me the confidence. Of course, the difference also, I will tell you, it was in the beginning, even in the trainings, the level was higher in England.
Mm,
I had to work harder because in Spain you have time with the ball. I could pass 1 or 2 players, watch, and pass the ball. In England, you have to play much quicker. If I just look and wait for 2 seconds, someone will steal you the ball. So, of course, I had to improve my game to play quicker. But as I said, he gave me the confidence from the first game that he trusts me, and I went in straight to the team with some assists. And I think after 4 games or something like that, I scored against Aston Villa, my first goal, when we beat them 4-0 with a trick of Marlon Airwood, if I'm not wrong. So it gives you confidence when you score goals, assists, and you feel good, and you just show what you can. So it was
it's a
great for me.
football's very much a confidence game, isn't it, for some people? So as you said, you're coming in, you hit the
For
ground running.
everyone, for everyone.
Yeah, yeah. But I think we've had some players come in. I think about people like Skamaka and people like that who's come in and they haven't necessarily gone straight into the side. They've had this sort of soft integration into the Premier League.
Exactly.
And then we're 4 or 5 games into the season where you literally boss straight in 2 assists.
Yeah, I was lucky,
Scored.
but it's not easy, like you said.
Yeah,
Sometimes you start not that good. Even if you get the credit, you play 1 or 2 bad games, you lose a little bit of confidence. Someone else come in and he score, he give assists, so you think, oh, I'm going to lose my position for a few weeks at least. So and you have your family. I don't know. Each player come from different
mm,
background, and come with a family. It's not easy to come to a different country, and it's not easy for everyone to adapt straight away. And I must say that I was lucky to be one of those that didn't
mm,
need to adapt from the first moment. And I give credit not only to Alan, of course, to the players. They gave me the best feeling. I think it was one of the best dressing room I ever been in all my career.
amazing.
From one side, funny guys, and they like to give you, to help you, to give you everything. And from the other side, when you go to the pitch, quality players, they know what to do, and it was perfect environment
Mm.
for me.
And it was. I mean, obviously we'd just been promoted, and the club were on the up, and obviously previously we'd had quite an experienced side. We'd had like the likes of Joe Cole and Carrick, and then we'd gone down and they'd left, and then we'd
Yeah,
come back up, and we brought guys like yourself in, and then we had sort of quite a young team with like Nigel Reo-Coker as captain and people like that. So it was a real sort of it was a nice mixture of definitely players. What was Nigel like as a captain for being so young as well?
yeah, of course. The fact that he was the captain at that young, I think it must show to everyone that he has some special character. He gave everything on the pitch. I like to call him like a player box to box. He did everything. He ran from that, and also from the other side, as a human being in the dressing room, it was funny. It was fun to be near to him. Always joking and everything. And on the pitch, he was like strong character and very defensive, attacking. He gives you everything. He gives you the confidence. You can trust him, especially for attacking player. when we lose the ball, we know we have Nigel. Of course,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter with Aiden Mullins or any other player. You have the confidence that they will bring it back. We will be okay. So I was lucky to be under Nigel as a captain. It was a privilege, and I think he's a great player and a great human being. So it's more important for me.
Yeah, fantastic. And as you said, it was we'd just been promoted. I mean, that season was was quite a good season for us as we got to the FA Cup final that season, and obviously
it's a good season, and I think it was also it's a big test for the club after you promote.
Yep.
The first season, you don't know what will be. You can go down straight away, and again. But we did a great season. We had the confidence that we can do good things, and of course the final. Unfortunately, I cannot. I will never forget this final because I already felt myself lifting the FA Cup. Till Steven Gerrard came with. I don't know, he shot from after the pitch, scored the 3-3. It was like a knife. But it was a great day, and all the way to the final was also, it was a great season for us. Unfortunately, we didn't took it in the end, but I think we finished ninth or something like this in the table. So for a team that only just promoted, it was a great season for us.
That's a good point. That's a really good point because usually, I mean, you look at the three teams promoted now, and they're usually the three favourite teams to go down. So
normally
for us, usually happens, isn't it? And so having got to a top 10 finish and to the FA Cup final and qualifying for Europe as well in that year, that's a hell of an achievement. Obviously, we had I was talking to a few of them, a few of the boys from the FA Cup final the other day, like Jimmy Walker, and obviously he was on the bench and whatnot. And they still talk about that game. And I remember talking to Conch once, and he would refuse to talk to me about it. It still scarred him.
I seriously, I tell you, I will never forget it. And even when I signed for Liverpool, when the first few days, I told Stevie G, you owe me a cup. You took me, you have to. But unfortunately, I didn't win at Liverpool the cup. But it's very difficult to forget. Also, I brought all my family from Israel. They were everyone, my sisters, their husband. I brought everyone. I felt something special. And maybe 2 minutes to the end, I was looking to the stand and I saw my wife. And I was looking in the eyes, they are all happy and they're all smiling. Till it's, it ended really, unfortunately for us. But it was a great day also for the West Ham fans. It was full stadium and we were in the game, If we lose if we lose in the game like 2-0, 3-0, everyone say it's normal. Liverpool are the biggest favorite and they will win it. But how the game developed and 2-0 and then 3-2 with Konchesky, when I know he tried to cross, he told us after he tried to score, but I don't believe him. He tried to cross and 3-2, and then you feel it already the cup and you lose it in the end. But when you think about it generally, like it was a great season. Of course, unfortunately we didn't win it, but it was a great season for us. And I think no one expected, even the fans of West Ham, that we will finish top 10 and go to the FA Cup final. So
no, not at all. But particularly in my lifetime, and I'm going to bring you in Anton as well, who I run the channel with, and in our lifetime, that was the first major cup final. I was born in 1981, so I missed when we won the FA Cup in 1980, and so
I
it was
born in 1980. So I brought you the luck.
You brought us the luck. You know what? It's one of those weird things, Yossi. As you said, like the whole thing you mentioned with Sam Allardyce and stuff like that. And there we go. You brought us the luck as well. I'm going to bring Anton in because Anton is a now. He doesn't sound like me. Okay, doesn't sound like me, but he's a West Ham fan.
I know how Anton sounds. It's okay.
Yossi. How are you?
Everything okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. Yourself?
Yes, I'm okay. Thank you. Everything is okay.
Absolute pleasure. Absolute pleasure. I've just been listening to you there in the background, and it really is a pleasure. And
thank you. It's my pleasure.
Many West Ham fans watch the channel. Russ, you've probably done this, and I'm just coming back in on the back of it. But many West Ham fans watch this channel, and to have you on and to have witnessed some of the occasions that you've scored some wonderful goals for our club, and to be able to speak to you is a genuine pleasure. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. My pleasure.
We were just going through that first season. Anton obviously got promoted, and obviously the FA Cup final and finished ninth, and then getting into Europe. I mean, West Ham in Europe now is sort of we used to it now. We're very blasé.
Now you're used to it. Yeah. If they don't go to Europe, you want to sack the coach. You want to sack everyone. Yeah. So different times. Yeah.
Different times, but that what was obviously the Palermo tie was something which was, a lot of West Ham fans still talk about, quite intimidating atmosphere as well for the fans. What was it like for the players? Obviously Palermo, Italian side, and obviously being back in Europe as well.
Yeah, I think it's everything together. I think I can understand the feeling of the club. We were a little bit intimidated. I think also we didn't do a very good preparation for this Europe trip, because I think we had the game before, some Intertoto Cup, and some players played and some players came a bit late. And unfortunately, we lost in this round, and we couldn't continue for I don't know, better Europe trip with few more teams. But I think it's everything together. It didn't work for us at the start of this season.
Yeah, it was a bit sort of, a little bit sort of almost like a pre-season. It was a bit, to be honest,
Exactly.
wasn't it? It was almost like, yeah. And we've had a few of them until obviously we had the prolonged sort of 3 years in Europe with David Moyes. Did you watch the final? Did you watch Prague?
Of course. I told you my kids, they love the Premier League, and of course, if one of the teams that I played in are involved, they are watching, they are fighting, and of course, I was really very happy. Of course, I have a lot of friends, a lot of West Ham fans, and of course, although Mark Noble didn't win, I wanted him to have finally a trophy. It's special. I think
he got the tour on the bus. That's what he got. He got that moment on the bus.
It's worth more than anything. Just to be on the bus, it's enough. I think for anyone. So
yeah.
I was happy.
Yossi, can I ask you a question then, just on the back of obviously West Ham winning the European trophy, and you mentioned there, jesting about the fact that fans are going, oh, it's not going so well, and sack the manager, etc., etc. But obviously West Ham's start to this season hasn't been,
Yes.
It's been okay, it's been mediocre. Coming off the back of the success, many people call it a success under David Moyes, and moving into Lopetegui, you're on the other side of the book compared to myself and Russ and many viewers that are watching. So what was your kind of take on that situation when West Ham did part ways with Moyes and bring in a new head coach? Would you have considered sticking with the current regime of what we were doing, or was the right decision in your mindset?
Well, I think for me, there is no doubt it was very successful time with David Moyes. I think this more than anyone expected that he will do after his last position, in Man U, when he failed and when he came to West Ham. I think the fans didn't really thought they would do that well, because the type of football he had at Everton, and some things like that. And it was a surprise for everyone. I think some great years with West Ham, like we said, every year in Europe, they play great football. And this is one of the problems, I think, in football, when not only West Ham fans, every other fans of any club, when you get used to be successful every year in Europe, then I would say you want to be greedy. You think, now it's not enough for us. We need to win trophies. They forget that there is much, I say, bigger clubs with bigger money. They invest a lot of money, and then you don't really can compete with them about trophies. You just need to be, if you are just around there, I think it's more than enough. But I think the fact that the expectations were higher now, the fans wanted more. And I think maybe even I felt that David Moyes feel that he cannot take the club for the next step, for more, to achieve more. So I think it was the right time for both of them. I think for the fans to remember David Moyes as a very successful coach, and for him to remember the time at West Ham as very successful, it was the time to a change for everyone. And of course, Lopetegui, I know him, also from Spain. He's a very good coach, but as we spoke before about players that really take time to adapt. Some players and some coaches is the same. I think Lopetegui need to adapt also for West Ham, the style of football that they want, the fans. And he started not really good. The start, I would say, even a bad start for the season. But now maybe the last win will give them confidence, and I'm sure they will be better and better because they have the right players. And I'm sure West Ham and the fans, of course, they are great. So I think they can be again. They can do the same like the success with David Moyes. This is what I expect. I don't expect more. So hopefully they will be there.
Yeah, cool.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Thanks, Yossi. Now let's go back. So obviously we've got the we've just done the FA Cup. We've got Palmera, and then that season was we had the Great Escape season. So I mean, I mean that was great.
I don't know till now how we survive. I don't know.
I love that. I love that honesty.
I will be honest, I don't know. We beat everyone. I don't know. Suddenly, from the worst team in the league to be one of the best, and we play good football in the last games, and we beat everyone. I don't know. I cannot really explain everything.
The pinnacle, really, for me as a fan looking at that season, and especially coming to the end of the season when West Ham were struggling, but that game against Spurs where Tevez steps up and obviously and he hits the free kick and it goes in, and we're elated, but we lose the game. But can you tell me what was the kind of clicking point of that kind of run at the end of the season? Was the Spurs game the catalyst behind the movement?
I think if you can say maybe the Spurs game is one of the main things that happened to the team, because after that I don't really remember any special moment. They say, okay, now we can do it. It just we build it, after this game. I don't know. Of course, we spoke in the dressing room. We always, between us, we didn't say, "Oh, we go down." Of course, we believe. Let's give everything. Let's do everything. You cannot go to the pitch and think, "Oh, we went down," and you never give up. And luckily, we won. Even when we won 1 or 2 games, maybe we had luck. We didn't play so good, and then we still the 1-0. So it's built the confidence. And slowly, he said, we win 2-3 games, and then you draw, and then you win another 2-3. See, we have it. And of course, you watch the other results coming to your direction. You think there is something special waiting for us, and we gave everything. It was so special. I remember the day we played the last game at United at Old Trafford, the goal of Tevez, and I think maybe the first 20 minutes we didn't cross even the 16, our box. We didn't go out. I remember the missing chances. I remember I saved I think a ball from the line with the head. The goal was coming. It was about to be 2-3-0, and maybe you go down. And suddenly Tevez with his great goal, and it gave us confidence to keep this result. And we celebrate. I celebrate like I won the league. It was the best, the special moment, the celebration with the fans, and something I can never forget.
Amazing. What was it like as a player when Carlos Tevez and Javier Mascherano just like turn up one day? That must have been a bit strange.
Yeah, it was a bit strange when they came and the fact I had a big part when they came because I speak Spanish, so I was the translator. Every conversation between them to the coach, I needed to be there and explain. And believe me, sometimes it wasn't that nice to be there because I had to explain few things that maybe Carlos wanted me to say to the coach, but I know I cannot tell him exactly what he said. I say if I tell him, they will fight. So I need to change few things. And the coach, when he says something, I have to change few words to be nicer to him. I try to keep it fair as possible. And it was amazing. But like we said in the beginning, it took time for them to adapt. Especially from South America to live and to come to Europe, to come to England. The weather, the lifestyle is very different. It took time, and I was very surprised that Mascherano didn't, also really get a big part at the team. And Tevez, we saw that he will come. He was a big star from the beginning, but I don't know why. Sometimes he didn't play, but when he gets a little bit of confidence, you saw his level is above everyone. And I was lucky also after when I moved to Liverpool to play 3 years with Mascherano at his best. So, and I saw already at West Ham what I saw in Liverpool. So I knew he will be one of the best players. So I was privileged also to play with him. It took them time. It was, but it was special to have them at West Ham also, I think.
Amazing.
And Yossi, you know, when those two players actually came to West Ham, behind the scenes again, West Ham fans, you know, there was rumours of a big takeover coming in. We all knew the controversy behind the fines, etc., that West Ham received. But how was that anticipated when they actually arrived from you guys in the squad? Did you think big things were coming in terms of the changes at the club, or did that have a negative or big
No,
positive?
negative. It was positive. I think, as you said, when you have two big players like them coming, of course, all the rumors behind. It's not that we are, we didn't lose the focus on what we need to do. But of course, you read a little bit, you understand, and we thought also like big days are coming for West Ham. If they brought these two players, big money is coming to the club. Some maybe new owner, there was some rumors about different owners that will come. We said, of course, we will do what we need to do on the pitch, and hopefully better days will come. This is what we believed all the time. We had a lot of problems with this issue. They said maybe dedicate some points, maybe big fine in the end. So we didn't care the players. We didn't care about the fine. That we wanted the points because we wanted to survive. So at the end, I think everything worked okay for us. I'm not sure the things for the club above, but for us everything was great at the end.
And then obviously in that sort of great escape season, obviously, Egbert, the Icelandics came in, and then there was obviously Pardew was let go, and obviously Curbishley came in. Obviously, very different. You spoke at the beginning about how the influence Alan Pardew had on you signing for West Ham. Obviously, a very different manager, Alan Curbishley. How did you get on with him and his style? So obviously, Pardew is very much, I think, more aligned with how you play. Just play. Enjoy, but obviously Curbishley more regimented or more defensive led.
Exactly, and I think one of the first things that he did, he took me out from the 11. He took me out, because like you said, he had the different ideas in the end, but very quick, I thought to myself, it's okay, I will prove myself in 1-2 games and I will go into the team, and I think this is what I did, and I had to adapt to try to do what the coach wants, But I think also that fair to him, he understands also after a few games that we need to play a little bit different from what he used to do. So I think he adapted to the way. He gave us the confidence that we can do it. And slowly the relationship was better when you know him. When you sit with him a few times. In the beginning, like you said, you think, oh, I will have a big problems now, defensive and only tactic and different things. But slowly, when he opened his ideas to you and you speak with him, you understand that, okay, it can work for everyone. Let's do. He will make me prove. I'm sure I can do better for the team, and it worked for everyone. I think all the players it took a step up, and we came to the games. After, of course, we will start with the names, but Bobby Zamora scoring some great goals, Marlon, Mati. So everyone gave every game when you needed someone to trust, he came in and he did the job. I did it in a few games, so everyone, and we trust each other, and we had the belief that we can do something special in the end.
Amazing, yeah, it was. And it was a very special, so those 2 years back to back were, probably two of the most hectic couple of years we've had as West Ham fans, and obviously you were very much involved in that. And then obviously, then you go to Liverpool. It's like was you sad to leave West Ham for Liverpool, or was it? How did that happen?
I think this is one of the first things that I said. It's one of my saddest day and one of my happiest day also, because I just agree a new contract with West Ham for another 5 years, and I don't know, I can say from nowhere or from somewhere Liverpool came, and of course from for a child, I grew up in Israel in the desert in a small place that called Dimona. Very, very poor city that not many people can go out from there and be successful. And for me, to have the option, like a big club like Liverpool came and want me, I didn't want to miss that chance. I said, and I gave up money. I had my contract was much bigger at West Ham. I can tell you, I gave up 50% of my contract to
Wow.
play for Liverpool.
Wow.
To have the chance to be, I thought to myself, Yossi, give to yourself the chance to be in one of the biggest clubs that fights for trophies. And if I would not be, if I will see that it's not my level. It's more than what I can give, and then I can go back, and I'm sure I will have a few other offers. But I was very grateful for West Ham because the negotiation was really hard. They didn't want to let me go, and everything was in a good relationship. It's not that I fight and I said, "Look,
Yeah.
if you don't give me, I will do that." And I think West Ham also needed money at the time, and they were happy with the offer that Liverpool brought. I was happy to go and try to prove myself, and from there, I played for 3 years for Liverpool, then Arsenal, Chelsea, and it's a career that even as a child, even in my dreams, I didn't dream that I will play for this for West Ham, Liverpool. My dream was to be a football player, especially from the place I came. It was very difficult, with family that didn't have nothing. I didn't have money even to go to the bus. So to have this opportunity to play for this club was one of the most grateful things in my life.
And even as like a West Ham fan who, of course, when we're kids watching it, Russ, and we're heartbroken by one of our best players, yourself, leaving, we can understand, though, the importance of, the challenge of a top 4 club who has the ability to challenge for trophies, play in Europe regularly. It's anything that, it's something that we dream of. And the fact that you held your head high and you still look back at your time at West Ham and you're thankful for that time at West Ham. And, we appreciate that, Yossi. We really do, because there will be people out there that will be like, oh, once they've gone, and they disregard and things like that. But a lot of us don't and always remember the good times. And West Ham can only really, at the end of the day, keep dreaming of being in that regular position, can't we, Russ, of being kind of challenging for top 4. And we are big enough club.
It was at the time different times also, like he said, they didn't have enough money, and you saw the direction of West Ham. It didn't go up from there. We had some problems. It's not like you said, if it was maybe a different owner and with some ideas, maybe he can convince you to stay. Okay, when we can fight to be top 6, 7 and fight from there. But it wasn't the idea, and I thought also it's a good chance, like you said, to be in the top 4 and not fight maybe again for relegation. It's also something that sits in your head. And of course, to go to a big club, try to win trophies, it's a dream of every player. So I couldn't give up on this opportunity.
Very true. Very true. Very true. But as we said, and what we alluded to at the beginning, obviously, you were going to sign for Bolton before you joined West Ham. Big Sam had you in the room and said, you can sign for us now, but you walked out and signed with Alan. Come back 5 years later, Big Sam at West Ham says, come over and come on loan for us for a bit. How did that happen? And because obviously I love boomerang players. I love players who go and come back. And obviously West Ham, as you said, gave you the start in the Premier League, and then to come back almost was like full circle. Did you need much convincing to come back to West Ham?
No, not at all. I think this is. I had offer. I can tell you from at least 6, 7 Premier League clubs. But when West Ham said that they wanted, I wanted to go to West Ham. And Sam, also spoke with Sam and said, we need to do some closure. I escaped a few years ago. Now I need to give you back. But unfortunately, I think this is something that I regret, but I cannot do about the injury, because if not the injury, I think I stayed at least for the season, and I'm not sure that even for a few years more, and I go maybe permanently to West Ham. But unfortunately, I suffered the injury game against Newcastle away. Some bad tackle on my knee, so I was out for 2 or 3 months, and I went back to Chelsea for treatments. And also there were some changes at Chelsea. When I was supposed to go back to West Ham, Benitez told me, look, you are not going back. I need you to stay here and you will play for Chelsea. So I couldn't go back and complete my loan till the end of the season. I started well. Also, first game, I think, or second that I played, I gave assist to Kevin Nolan, if I'm not wrong. I felt at home from the first minute because the fans gave me lovely welcome when I came in. But unfortunately, I didn't play many games and I had to go back to Chelsea.
Yeah. But it was nice. It was almost like a like a reunion tour, like Oasis. And obviously, and Big Sam finally got his man, albeit 7 years.
Because
7 years.
when he's angry, it's not nice. So now it's okay.
Yossi, when you think of your goals and your time at West Ham and scoring goals, and you scored quite a few and you assisted quite a few. To be honest with you, like when you look back at your goals, there's quite a lot of exciting goals. The one thing that I loved about you as a player, Yossi, was when you could drop the shoulder and you used to just sell the player. The player, you'd go that way, but the ball would go that way, and the player would fall to the ground.
The only thing I did in my life with the ball.
It was brilliant, though. You were so drop the shoulder all the time, and it was just brilliant. Even that goal, I think, was it against Fulham? Was it the Fulham goal?
Yeah, I was lucky
and then
to
obviously
score
Anton.
a few nice. One with the left, one with the chop and the chip.
The chip over, and Anton Ferdinand obviously came up with the volley after that. But what was your most memorable goal? I think I can have a vibe of what one it could be, but what's your most memorable goal for West Ham?
Well, like as you said, I was very lucky also to score a few of the special goals, some nice goals, and I think. The most beautiful goal I think is against Fulham. This is when I chop to the chip, and it was special also because of the goal of Anton Ferdinand to score two beautiful goals at the same game. I think it was special, and it was special because I think even if I will try it for 1,000 times again, I don't think I will score. I don't think I will score it again. So I was lucky that everything went perfect. The chip, the ball, my foot went exactly under. The goalkeeper was a little bit out, so it was perfect. But I had also some other goals. Even when we fight for relegation and to go to Wigan away and to score even the last goal that we were sure that we will win the game, and we felt we can stay in the league. So this feeling inside was always very special.
Brilliant. Obviously, we're not doing a My Hammers 11 because Yossi's so nice. He doesn't want to.
I can't.
He can't pick. He can't pick.
And I don't blame you.
If you want 22 players, I give you now 22 players.
I want to. But Russ, there is one more goal though, and I want to discuss with Yossi. And it's
which one?
Which one? I love it. Spurs.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, listen again. Drop the shoulder.
Nigel gave me with the back heel, and I chop and with the left, the 2-1, I think, because they needed to win to beat the Champions League, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
And then we took him out. I think, of course, it's special when we took Tottenham out. Although many of my friends, the Jewish friends, they didn't speak with me after that game. But I didn't care,
The atmosphere at the Upton Park was electric.
Oh my God! When I scored the goal, the atmosphere, it was shaking. Like
Yeah.
I thought that everything was about to fall down. So it was amazing. Yeah.
How special was Upton Park to you, Yossi?
Oh, with the bubbles and everything, it's very special. I try to give it to my kids to show. No, my kids, they love to watch games when I played, and the fans. Upton Park was very special because I told him it's very. If you feel at home, you feel really at home. Sometimes you play with bigger stadiums, but the atmosphere is not that great. And at Upton Park, it was always great to play. Every minute you feel that I'm very grateful to be at this pitch and play for this club. So it was amazing for me.
Brilliant. And as obviously, bought as a number 10, but put on the right wing, which changed your career, really, wasn't it? Obviously, you played with a lot of forwards at West Ham, like Carlos and Bobby Zamora and Marlon Harewood. For you, what type of player did you like in front of you? You spoke about Nigel Reo-Coker and Hayden Mullins doing the donkey, but in terms of the forwards, what type of players did you like playing with?
I was lucky, like you said, I was lucky to play with a few of the best. Some of them are still very good friends of mine, like Bobby Zamora and Marlon. And I was like, I think I had a good connection with both of them. I gave them a few of my assists. I think you can see that they came in between both of them. Of course, Carlton Cole and Teddy Sheringham. Teddy was with us, the first season. I think this is also one of the best things that happened to me, to learn from just for big legend like Teddy Sheringham. He gave us always the right advice. He knew what to say to the players when we had the bad moments. And you see, at his age even, he was like, the way he trained, the way he gave everything was special. Dean Ashton, when they brought Dean Ashton, and unfortunately later he suffered the injury, but top. Dean was top strikers. So any one of them that I played, I really enjoyed. Marlon Haywood, for me, I think he was a little bit underrated in the Premier League because for me, every chance that he had, he knew how to score with the left, with the right, and from places that you thought that he never can score from there, and he did some great shot and he scored. Bobby Zamora, for me, was one of the intelligent strikers that I played with them ever. Left, right. I don't know many players that left, right. I think now I don't know if he's a left-footed or right-footed. This is what I always tell him. And it was we had a great connection between us. And Coley, of course, Cantor Coley. He was special character in the dressing room. This I have to say first, funny, and he's also a great striker. So I was privileged to play with all of these great strikers.
All very different as well, as you said. Dean
Yeah,
Ashton, very much like a target man.
Target like a 9,
Teddy,
someone to the space, So they're
And
all
Yossi,
different. Yeah.
For your reference, and I'm not sure if you know this exists, but obviously in the modern era, we've got people who vlog. You've heard of vloggers, etc. Now, Bobby Zamora, during the run-up to the FA Cup final, decided to vlog, and they released a DVD at West Ham. Russ, I'm not even sure you've seen it, but it's one of the best hours of my life watching it, and it's all behind the scenes. And Bobby Zamora, he's walking around and he's calling Marlon Harewood Vice Head because his ears were always stuck to his head. And it's something you need to check out, Yossi. It will probably bring back many memories of those behind the scenes.
I must watch this.
Yeah, I'll try. We'll find it and send you it. Yeah, we'll try and find it.
He's a special character. I think he's one of the best guys I ever met. To be with him in the dressing room, he's so funny. He's so great. Light. And then when we come to the pitch, he stay with the same smile. But as a professional, is one of the best, and I really enjoyed playing with him. It was such a great time,
Yeah,
phenomenal. Yeah, I mean, it's as you said, and at the moment, obviously during the last international break, there was a bit of a viral trend called Barclaysmen. People who are they call these Barclaysmen. So basically, people who are cult heroes, and your name appeared in quite a few people's Barclaysman 11, because it was like, I showed Ben that.
Thank you.
Same with Harewood and people like that. There was a generation of players, and myself and Anton will attribute to that, who were really skillful, and you had for every Hayden Mullins you had a Yossi Benayoun, and
but I think people like Hayden Mullins need to get much more credit.
Yep, I agree.
Because Hayden Mullins, Sammy was as a person, he was very quiet, very intelligent, and he was like this on the pitch. You didn't feel him, maybe the fans didn't feel him at many games, but we the players, we always felt him. We can trust him. He always was there, with the intelligent. He will steal the ball. He will give you the simple pass that you need. And, the simple is the most complicated for some players. But for him, it was so easy. And I think he's also one of the most intelligent players I ever played with them. And we as attacking players can be successful if we have players like Hayden Mullins behind us. This is what I always said.
And obviously, going back to that FA Cup final, sorry to go over old ground again, Yossi. I know it's like PTSD. Obviously, we played Liverpool like the week before, didn't we, or 10 days before? And Hayden got in a fight with Louis Garcia, and both got sent off. And I think Hayden, in no disrespect to Carl Fletcher, who deputised for him, lovely, Carl's great, but Hayden Mullins was more of a loss to West Ham than Louis Garcia was to Liverpool at the time. And what could have been? What could have been? It's if Hayden had.
It could have been like a little change. We lift the cup. You see our. Instead of Stevie G, it's Nigel and all of us celebrating after. But these things happen in football. Always someone get a red card, and unfortunately, he cannot play in the most important game of his life. It's happened, for Champions League finals to some players or World Cup. And unfortunately, it's happened to Aiden and other players, and the chance, Fletch, to play that game. But definitely, Aiden Mullins was missing for us at that game.
Yeah.
100%.
And it was the playoff final, the vlog, wasn't the FA Cup.
Yeah. Ignore me. I got it wrong. Ignore me. But yeah, anyway. I'm just excited, Yossi. I'm just excited.
He's like a kid at Christmas, isn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, we've spoken a lot about the midfielders, a lot about strikers. I know we're not talking to the 11, but I'm just trying to weasel some players out.
Yeah,
for
we
you.
will speak about I have a lot of defenders if you want.
Defenders. Obviously, that's a massive, particularly for yourself. As you said, you like the defense. You didn't mind the defensive side of the game at all.
I loved it. I love to defend. I love sliding, tackle. I loved it. It was one of my favorite things in football. I can tell you, it was the same like in Liverpool. People used to tell me from Israel, "Why you are running like crazy? Why you defend like crazy?" I love it. When you tackling and the fans are shouting and they appreciate the work that you are doing. So for me, it was one of the best things. Yeah.
But
we had the great
defenders.
Of course, I can tell you, the defenders, central defenders, Anton Ferdinand. Mini Rio. I always call him Mini Rio. Ferdinand. No. He was great. Intelligent.
We're seeing him on Friday, me and Anton. So we'll have to tell him about that.
I told him Mini Rio. He was a great defender. And also I give you different types of defenders, like James Collins, like massive, strong guy. I trust him when he always play. I always realize I know in defend it will be very difficult to score against us. And same that I said about Aiden Mullins, I can tell you the same thing about Danny Gabiton, because he was quiet and intelligent, and you not always feel him in the game or something. He was hiding, but he was top defender for me. And
clever.
Yeah, so all these three defenders, I think they did a great job during my time that I was there. And, like one player is great with the ball, one like James Collins is more aggressive. Anton Ferdinand, for nowhere he can score 1 or 2 goals and special goals, and he was also very good, very quiet with the ball. And of course, if you're the fullbacks, you had the Paul Konchesky, that one of my favorite players. And the best also guys that I ever shared dressing room with him. It was great to play with him. And of course, on the right, it was always, on the right, at the beginning was Repka, after Daly, and then Lucas Neal. And so I can give you, everyone. I really enjoyed to play any of them. Well, I can give you 40, not 20.
I know. It's going to be the Yossi Menayoun's squad, but I mean, particularly, there was a lot of changeover. You said you've gone through a load of different players, and obviously the majority of them being in your first term at West Ham. Obviously, he's only there for a short amount of time, but there was a lot of changeover there. There's a lot of players there you've mentioned, and as you said, me and Anton are seeing a bunch of them on Friday, so we're seeing Conch and we're seeing Anton and stuff. So it'd be quite funny to.
Anton was great for the dressing room on the pitch. He was one of the best.
And a lot of them still very much associated with the club. So Anton is very much still associated with the club, and obviously that's really important, isn't it, to have that sort of continuity in terms of ex-West Ham players.
This is the culture in England. This is why I always tell in Israel we have this problem that they don't know how to respect ex-players. I just finished my position as a sport director in the national team a few months ago. I decided to take a break from football, and hopefully soon I'm thinking maybe to go to the coaching part. I have the pro license, I have everything, some youth department or joining some some technical stuff. And I'm in talks also with few teams also in England and Spain, so maybe you will see me one day soon. But it's really nice that
sooner rather than later.
It's really great to see, especially in England, how they respect the ex-players. And I can see Liverpool and Chelsea, West Ham, some ex-players are working at the club, and it's just great. Of course, we didn't mention really much Mark Noble, because when I played my first spell, he was young. He came as a young player, started his first few steps for West Ham. But from the first day, you saw that he's young but not young. He played like someone who is already 10, 15 years at the Premier League. And it was very clear to us that the future is bright for him. He was very intelligent, very mature in his mentality, so it was very obvious that he would be very successful.
Yeah.
And I was privileged also to be in his testimonial game.
Of course, yeah, that was a phenomenal game, wasn't it? Really,
Lovely day, yeah, it was a great day. I think it was the first time I came back to England after a few.
Wow.
So it was great.
It was a great day. We've had Darren blew it on. Obviously, he scored one of the goals, and obviously Dino scored a goal.
Yeah,
and
it was great.
Yeah. Right, I'm just going to bring in Anton because he's going to say goodbye because he's got to go back to work.
Yossi, absolute pleasure. Russ chucked me out without me saying goodbye to you, but I could not do that. So, Yossi, much pleasure.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I'll let you go, Anton. Go on, mate. Sorry, I was trying to be all clever and see if he didn't realise, but no, we'd say goodbye. Listen. Look, it's been an absolute pleasure, Yossi, talking to you. As I said, we've been trying to get you on for a long time, and a lot of your players, in the same way you mentioned people like Hayden Mullins, a lot of the guys like, as you know, Zamora, Harewood, they all put you in their 11s as well because obviously the impact you have. And it's lovely to hear from you, man, because obviously we haven't heard from you, so it's great. And that's
I don't speak a lot. Yeah, I'm trying now.
But we've spoken for almost an hour, Yoshi, and I haven't done nothing.
Because you always, like with my son, we watch, and everyone says some lovely. And always my son tell me, Yossi, Dad, they speak really good about you. You have to speak. And I told him, no, I don't like to speak, generally. And he convinced me. I said, okay, you can confirm just for you. But for us, it was a privilege. It was great. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And I hopefully we'll see you back in England, God forbid, and hopefully you maybe there's a lot of West Ham players, I said, in the academy at West Ham and stuff.
Yes, of course. This is one of my main things. I'm thinking to be in the youth academy, and I spoke with few clubs in England and in Spain. So hopefully, maybe it will be great.
Maybe. Love the chutzpah.
Oh, nice word. Yeah, lovely.
Oy vey. I used to work for a Jewish company.
This is Israeli word. Yeah.
Anyway, Yossi, thank you. Absolute pleasure.
Thank you very much. Thank you for everything. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care. I'm going to kick you out, so don't worry, man.
Good luck. Thank you very much.
Cheers. Thank you. And there he is, Yossi Benayoun. A man I think I'm right in saying it's probably an exclusive for the West Ham network. What a lovely, lovely man, and some stuff I never really knew about. I never knew about the move to Bolton that was on the cards, and he took a pay cut to leave to push the Liverpool deal through because West Ham needed the money for the move. And hope you enjoyed that. I'm buzzing, and so was Anton. That's why I texted him on the way. I said, Josh is on now, come on. So he came on. Anyway, keep it on the channel. As always, we will be getting ready for the Spurs game with obviously Yossi scored, didn't he? One of his goals against Spurs, and so we'll be having all the fun of the fair, getting ahead of the Spurs game on Saturday, and a few weeks on. And then international break again. So maybe I'll get another ex-player lined up for you for then. Until then, take care, stay safe, stay warm, stay humble, stay dry. And don't forget, if you're new around here, to give it a like, give it a comment, give it a subscribe. And take care. Much love. Bye-bye.